Good evening, and welcome to tonight's K-trainer presentation. Tonight we're honored to have Martin Hall, the 2008 National PGA Teacher of the Year, with us, going to be talking about how you can use the K-trainer in your program. We're certainly honored to have Martin with us tonight. Martin's going to definitely talk about how you can use 3D technology to help your students get better in less time. Now, as you know, last night we had Jason Glass on, TPI lead presenter from the Titleist Performance Institute. And what he was speaking about is how you can use 3D technology, in specific the K-trainer, to work on your students' functional assessments, to look at range of motion, whether it's in the pelvis or upper body, but then also use the technology to make sure people are doing their exercises correctly. As we know, it's all about quality of movement. And I think that's what you're going to really see with the K-trainer, whether it's fitness exercises or you're trying to put an objective measurement on your screens, or what Martin's going to talk about tonight is how do you make sure the student is really having quality of movement with their golf drills. And so we're going to talk about some things tonight, from posture at address to hip rotation in the backswing, into some drills into the impact position, and really make sure your students are feeling the right positions in those areas. Martin's definitely going to bring a great wealth of information to the table tonight. And with that being said, I'd like to welcome Martin Hall to tonight's webinar presentation.
And thank you to you and John for having me on the webinar tonight. I hope I can say something worthwhile and useful for the listeners. Don't you mean like most of us? I got into golf to be a player and didn't get into golf to be a teacher. I didn't do anywhere near as well as I hoped as a player. And I had a lot of questions. I mean, when I didn't play the game as well as I hoped, I had a lot of questions. I grew up with Sandy Lyle and Ian Woosnam, who both went on to win the U.S. Masters, and I really wondered what did they do that I couldn't do. And we know talent's part of golf for sure, but I had a lot of questions and asked a lot of teachers after my brief attempt at playing was over. I asked a lot of questions, and really what I got were a lot of vague, not much more than opinion type answers, and then in addition to that, lots of different opinions. So, I mean, I was, for a long time, I was very confused and very unsure. I would listen to teacher A, who was a world-class teacher, saying you should swing your hands and arms, and I should learn to listen to teacher B saying, no, you mustn't swing your hands and arms, you need to use your body. And so I started using video, and then along came 3D. Now, for me, 3D has been terrific because 3D technology, which the K-trainer is and the K-vest is a wonderful way to actually measure what's going on. As one of my early mentors said to me, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. And as Dave Phillips from TPI said to me not so long ago, you must assess, otherwise it's a guess. So, what we're going to talk about tonight is going to be measuring certain body angles that with my 3D knowledge to date, I've come to find are very important, but they're invisible to the eye. 3D lets you measure the invisible, and particularly for me, the invisible is the pelvic tilt forwards and sideways, which is absolutely vital. I'm very excited about the K-trainer and what players can now practice and practice correctly. I've heard this said 100 times, practice makes perfect. Well, I don't agree with that at all. I think practice makes permanent. And what I'm excited about with the K-trainer is that people can practice in a very productive way. They can do perfect practice. They can quantify whether it's changing or not. So we will be able to, going forward, we're going to be able to measure and quantify change if it's there, not just opinion and not just wild enthusiasm. So it really appeals to me greatly.